I wasn't too sure how to apply to school or what to do. And the ACES program, they really pushed me, and because of their help, you know, I was able to apply to college and I knew what to do.
You know, I started realizing the prices of college when I was a junior. $40,000, $20,000, what is this, you know? And it was like, okay, maybe you might not be able to go to college after all.
Well, I joined ACES in my sophomore year, and it seemed really irrelevant to me because ACES was about college. And like in my sophomore years, that seemed really light years away. But I just sort of stuck to it.
So I'm taking chemistries right now so that I can get my bachelor's in biological sciences. And then once I have that, then I plan on applying to dental school.
I plan to go to medical school. So after medical school, of course, residency, and then work as a physician here.
When we look at the students that ACES serves, ACES chooses the students that has the most barriers to gaining access and completing higher education. The other thing that's unique about our program is that we serve our students from high school through college completion, the baccalaureate degree. And that was one of the things that drew me to the program, because many times you have access programs who help students gain access to higher education, but they don't help them stay and complete their degrees. There are no GPA requirements for our students.
You don't have to know what you want, but you can tell me what you don't want. Or you don't want to be poor. Okay, we can work with that. Okay, you don't want to be perceived as dumb. Okay, we can work with that. Right? So you don't want to follow the pattern of your family. Okay, we can work with that. If you tell me that you would like to be an astronaut, my expectation is that you become an astronaut.
My parents, they're immigrants. They don't really know how any of the school systems or the college, process works. So they couldn't really, they're not in a position to help me, to educate me. So having a program like this is really beneficial to someone who's completely in the dark. As of right now, I'm the current president of the student government. I'm also the president of the Foreign Language Honor Society at my school. During my college application process, I only applied to MC because I knew I'm 100% confident that the quality of education that I'm getting at Montgomery College is the same as a four-year university.
What's so good about ACES is the access to a consistent, authentic, caring adult. So the fact that the program follows students from high school to Montgomery College to University at Shady Grove, always knowing that there's someone there who's going to be there to support them and that they don't ever have to question whether or not they're going to have people in their corner. That is what makes the program so successful.
So how I see it is I feel that they believe in me and that I can do, I can be excellent.
I wanted to be able to give these kids an opportunity, because I think there's so many kids in school, in high school, that don't fully understand college, and it's just because their families haven't had the college experience. It does help to level the playing field. I see it more as it gives them the kind of opportunities that my kids have always had, that your kids have had.
Through the CEO program at USG, they gave me a job shadowing opportunity with Dr. Bunag. And then being through there, I was completely sure I wanted to go into dental school. I really loved everything. I really liked the hands-on movement. I'm interacting with people and helping people. So that just made everything clear that I really want to go into dentistry.
Because the ACES program was able to help me, I was able to help 160 children. I was able to help people here, and I will be able to help so many more people when I work as a doctor. But if I hadn't had that chance, who would have known what I would have been today? Probably not here.
Lots of people who work as hard as I do, but they didn't end up with the opportunities or being in the right place at the right time. And as a result, I've definitely felt the need over the last 10 plus years to figure out how to give back, how to pass it on.
I mean, Cliff White, he wants to learn, he wants to know us. He invites us to different places that we've never even thought we would ever go to. He treats us like, we matter, like we're important people almost. Like, how can you see someone like that and not be inspired? How can you see what he does and not want to do the same thing when you grow up and you have that opportunity?
And I'm just very thankful and appreciative of everyone, and especially Mary Pat and Darren Alcus, just because without this opportunity, I right now would be trying to figure out how to pay for school or how to pay for books. And you know, they really helped me just focus in school. When my ACES counselor, Miss Lance, called me, she called me a couple of days before Christmas, and I was eating breakfast with my uncle, and she called me. She told me, "Oh, you got the scholarship," and then she says, She was like, "Relax now. You can breathe and focus on enjoying your time in winter break." And then I like, it's funny because I told her, it just makes me want to study right now, instead of, you know, because I was in winter break, but now I just want to study even harder.
These students come here for a better life. They come here with dreams, and most of the time those dreams are not selfish dreams. The dreams where they want to give back and help the community. I went to Montgomery Black High School, and there are just so many students. I felt like I was in the shadows because, you know, I was quiet because I didn't speak English very well. So it was kind of hard for me to like approach the people to get help, and sometimes when I approached them, they didn't know how to help me. And then my dad found out about the ACES program, and then he told me to apply. You know, the ACES program has helped me be this educated, strong, confident woman that, you know, I didn't even dream of becoming. The help that I got, it's just like makes me think, wow, you know, there are people in the world who are just special.